day, everybody. It is Calxiyn here with Arcane, Episode 6, Reaction and Review. And before we get into the reaction, I always like to talk about last week. Now, I got a little confused last week, and you guys came for me. I'm just kidding. You guys did not come for me. The patrons came for me first, and then I made a pinned YouTube comment to avoid the YouTube comments coming for me. So I didn't quite realize things about Vi, right? Because we haven't seen Vi in a long time. The last time we saw Vi, she was a child, so I made a lot of assumptions about her moral character, and now in hindsight, I think that those assumptions I made about her moral character somewhat skewed my reaction experience. So let me explain what I mean. I didn't realize that Vi was just using Caitlyn to get out of jail. I thought that Vi needed Caitlyn to find Jinx and get Silco arrested. Like, I thought that that was the game plan, that was the play. But some of the patrons were like, what are you talking about? Like, not in terms of that, like, not in terms of what I thought, but things that I had said about Vi's behavior, and they wondered where those things were coming from. And so then I explained myself, well, isn't she trying to be helpful? Like, aren't they trying to work together to find Jinx? No. So I thought that Vi wanted Caitlyn's help, that she was like, yeah, we'll go get Silco arrested. But in hindsight, I guess, and the other thing is, the other problem, if you want to call it that, is I watch a lot of shows where the bad guy doesn't really face any sort of justice in the sense of, like, the law, because there is no law anymore. Like, usually in the shows I watch, there is some lawless world, and so if a bad guy has a redemption arc and turns into a good person, they don't get arrested. They aren't punished for the crimes that they committed. They change, and that's good enough to change. They don't have the book thrown at them. So I was thinking of it in terms of Vi will help get Silco arrested, and then Jinx, nothing bad will happen to her because they'll understand, right? Like, they'll understand that Jinx only did these things because Silco was her adoptive, like, father, if you want to call it that. Jinx won't get in trouble. So I thought that Vi, like, we are begrudgingly working together because I want you to throw the book at the man who hurt my sister. And I think that in hindsight, I think the problem is that maybe I'm a bit of a naive person and I have that sort of, like, I don't know, Disney movie type, Disney princess type optimism, right? Like when Rapunzel goes into the den of all the thieves that are having the drink in the bar and they all sing with her. Maybe, like, I just think that that's what things are like sometimes, and they're definitely not, because in hindsight, I thought that Vi and Caitlyn needed each other, that was a mutual exchange going on. In hindsight, like, why wouldn't Vi just beat the shit out of Silco? I don't know, it seems so obvious now. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Vi doesn't care if Silco gets arrested. Based on Vi's previous behavior as a child, I feel like she'd just kill him. So that kind of changes everything. I took it as, you're supposed to be working together and you're being kind of a jerk right now. But you guys rightfully pointed out, it's that Vi does not want anything to do with Caitlyn. She just used Caitlyn as a get out of free card. She doesn't want Silco to go to jail. She probably wants to unalive Silco herself. And so I thought that they needed each other, but Vi thinks that she doesn't need anyone. Vi doesn't want Caitlyn's help, and that makes a lot more sense why Vi's behavior in the brothel and everywhere else is so antagonistic, because I was like, wow, you're supposed to be working together, and, like, you guys are supposed to be the heroes stopping, like, the bad guys, stopping the bad things from happening, right? Because, yeah, like, the fact that those enforcers died in the arson is objectively bad. We'll talk about more about bad guys versus good guys later, but I realized that Vi basically wanted to use Caitlyn to find Jinx before Caitlyn does, and then maybe they'll flee the country. Like, that is the game plan. Vi could always find Jinx herself. She doesn't need Caitlyn's help, and that's why she's so antagonistic, because I was like, if Vi is supposed to be acting in pursuit of good, even if she's not a good person, like, why are they making her not very likable? But she's actively sabotaging them. Like, Vi is supposed to be a bad partner. She's supposed to be sabotaging Caitlyn, and that was my issue. I was thinking to myself, is the show framing Vi as in she's in the, like, if she's in the right here, you know? Like, it's weird that how Vi is saying these things and doing these things, and there isn't the framing that you're supposed to be like, oh, like, that's not right. Why is she being such a jerk, right? But I think that that would have been implicit, or that would have been very clearly implied if I had understood the other stuff, which is that Vi is not, she does not want to see Silco again get thrown in jail, she probably just wants to murder him, which is very different because that to me is more akin to like, we're seeing a character, say for example, my favorite book of all time is Lies of Locke Lamora. If you guys don't know, it's a book about a gang of thieves, right? And they're not like murderer thieves, but like they'll kill someone if they have to, right? They're clearly like, they're operating on a sort of moral grayness, right? And so my thing is that I didn't think that Vi was necessarily like that, but now I see it more as Vi is almost like if you were reading something like Locke Lamora or like Roman Holiday, which Neo and Roman are both criminals. It's like if you're seeing the criminal story from that POV. And just because Vi, we may see her as the protagonist, that doesn't mean she's necessarily acting very heroic right now. The only thing is that we have no internal monologue for Vi, so that wasn't necessarily immediately clear to me. That was easy for me to kind of misunderstand because we don't know where her, like, I don't know, like we see her want to fight people as a kid, but she was a child, right? And so as an adult, for all I knew, she could have changed her mind and decided she did want a book to be thrown at people, as it were. But this makes a lot more sense to me because I was like, wow, Vi is an asshole. I don't really like this at all. Like, I don't like where this is going at all, that she's being an asshole. The show is not commentating, right? The show's not making any added commentary on the fact that she's being a jerk. But now I'm like, oh, well, she's supposed to be a jerk here. This isn't supposed to be defendable behavior necessarily. It's that she's acting this way because she is trying to sabotage Caitlyn. And we had another interesting discussion in the comments, which was the sentiment of, in stories, do the wicked always need to be punished and do the good people always need to succeed, right? And so that's not what I was saying, and I already explained that to the person that left the comment, and I think they understood, but I think it's pertinent to discuss that anyway, that's not exactly what I meant, because to me there's a difference between the narrative commentating on something and then just something bad happening in a story. And the example I used was, in Little Red Riding Hood, there's a version where she dies. But the whole point of the version where she dies is to say that men are wolves and men will hurt you and don't trust men. Like, that's basically the whole thing. If you actually look at, you know, and that sounds a little like, what? Right? But if you actually look at the context in which it was written, the Charles Perrault version, the whole point of that version is that wolves are supposed to be a metaphor for men and that men will hunt down women of high virtue, and it may not, like, with silver tongues, and it may be enough to get you into bed with them, and then once you do, they will eat you, like, they will destroy you. That was the entire point of that, right? And so there's a difference between something bad happening in a story and that going unpunished, because in that version, the wolf doesn't die, right? He just eats Little Red Riding Hood and supposedly continues on. There's no justice for Little Red Riding Hood. But the difference is that in the context of that story, it was framed in a way that was clearly like the wolf is still in the wrong for this happening, right? So I don't think that just because Vi is being an asshole means that the writers need to enact some divine punishment on her and she needs to be struck down, you know, by lightning, like Zeus has struck her down for her wickedness or something. And that goes with all of the people that are bad in the show or do bad things in the show. It was more that what I was confused about is this show starts with Vi and Jinx as opposed to you know, characters like Caitlyn, and like, yeah, we get them in episode 2, Caitlyn and Jayce and what have you, but I guess from my perspective, I was like, well, Vi is the protagonist, and they haven't really made her actions framed in a bad, like, that they're actually bad, the stuff that she's saying. The fact that she's sabotaging Caitlyn is an actual bad thing to do that she shouldn't be doing, and that's what I was a little bit suspicious about. But what I'm assuming is that along the lines, something has sort of shifted, and we'll probably get that in this episode, I'm assuming, especially since Vi has been shot. I kind of do wonder if we're gonna get like, yeah, I was a jerk to you, you can hold your own, I'm sorry. And we sort of got a little bit of that at the end. And so that's what I meant when I said that I don't like that. For example, Vi gives this advice under the guise of trying to get rid of Caitlyn, but the advice was actually valid, and then you see Caitlyn, you know, flirting with this girl, right? But now, I guess in hindsight, now that I know that Vi was supposed to be acting like an asshole, I don't mind it as much. I only mind it in a sense of, like, if the story was finger-wagging you, like, Vi is right and Caitlyn has all this privilege and how dare she, but I don't really feel like that anymore. I feel like it was much more like, yeah, Vi is kind of still a criminal, right? She was falsely mostly in prison, but she still has, like, I don't know, again, those Roman Torchwick and Neapolitan Lies of Locke Lamora type morally gray tendencies, and that's responsible. The other thing was, and Celtic Phoenix pointed this out, that at the beginning of the show, I thought Jayce was gonna be a bad person, and I forgore. If you guys don't know what forgore is, my mom did not know either. It's just forgot, okay? I kind of forgot that I had said that. And it's not only that, it's just because I think playing politics is kind of cool. I don't necessarily think that will lead you down the path to darkness. I mean, in Jace's case, it probably will. I didn't necessarily see that as a red flag at first. I just saw that as, like, doing what you have to do. But yeah, that was a very good point that I was like, oh, Jayce is evil. Oh, these kids blew up Jace's house. Of course he's mad. But I think he's gonna take revenge on them. Oh, I guess he's not doing that. Oh, now we see him actually doing something corrupt, and I'm just like, yeah, good job, Jayce, do the corruption. That was a questionable thing for me to think. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't, I forgot what I had previously said, I guess, or like what I had previously determined about his character, because he made such a turnaround, right? He had such a redemption arc in my mind. We're going into the show, I thought he was going to be a bad person, and then we found out all these things about him, and so it was very easy to be on Team Jayce. I forgot that at the beginning. I kind of was not quite on Team Jayce. There was also some stuff about Silco. The only thing that I'm thinking is, does he actually care about Jinx? Does he actually care about the families that he gave those money, like that he gave that money to, or was that just to placate Marcus and pretending he does care? That's one of those things about not having an internal monologue, is that you have to take what is presented at face value, like in terms of dialogue, but then you also have to compare that with their actual actions, like the stuff that goes unsaid as well. And so with Silco, I guess I've settled on, like, he's a bad person, but he cares about the image of family, or the idea of family. And so even though he's still a heartless person, he doesn't care enough to stop, clearly, because he has no qualms about killing enforcers, but he cares about the idea of maintaining an appearance like he cares about family is, I think, what I'm settling on with Silco. And I do think he does care about Jinx in a very strange way, in terms of, like, what do you call it when someone's, like, reliving their life through their kids? There's, like, a certain word for it. Oh, vicariously. Like, I think he's kind of living vicariously through Jinx as well. And that's why also maybe finding out that Vi is alive disturbs him so much, because in his mind, he might think that this is gonna set back Jinx's progress, that Jinx should be like, fuck Vi, the same way that he was like, fuck Vander. And if that's not gonna happen now, I don't know, like, he may see, yeah, like, I think that that's kind of what I'm settling on with him, but I think he definitely cares more about, like, the idea. He cares about the idea that it's like, oh, well, those enforcers, it's not their family's fault that they got married to an enforcer, or that the wife or husband and the kids had an enforcer for a dad, so I'll give them some money. But clearly he doesn't care enough to actually stop. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on Silco and some of the stuff we talked about the last week. But let's just get into it. 3, 2, 1, press and play. Oh my goodness. I just need a little drink. Okay. But yeah, I was never arguing that Silco was a good person. I just thought his advice is like, worst person you know has good advice. You know what I mean? Because there is some advice in what he said that makes a lot of sense, in terms of, like, you can either let the past break you or reforge you. It's just like, worst person you know gives you advice. The problem is, it's good advice that he is going to execute poorly. Viktor! Oh, all the other kids are playing and he's trying out his little boat. Oh? Also, that water was, like, suspiciously oil-filled, and so I'm like, or is that just shiny? It looks oily to me, which makes me think that maybe children should not swim in the water, but that's okay. I feel like that girl smiled at him, though, in a, like, I'll keep your secret type way, but I'm kind of afraid that they're gonna break his boat, because people are mean. Oh! It's like he can't keep up with it, you know? Oh! Oh. Are those the magic crystals, or... Oh? Oh, they're flowers. Ah! There's just a wizard living in the cave! Oh! Me. Yep. Me. Wait a minute! Is that the people that were doing the... Oh, okay, hold on. Maybe I'm cooking too much. I'm like, is that... Oh, God. The rat man. Why do I want to call him Syringe? That is not his name. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, is that man who was helping Silco, but then they blew up, you know? Oh. Oh, yeah, sure, weird man that's living in a cave. This is so, like... Oh, that's nice. This man is dead, though. He's definitely dead, even if he's not who I'm thinking of. He's still dead. This seems like some sort of middle area. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Oh. Oh, because, yeah, Heimerdinger lived so long. Oh. Friends? Family? Oh. No! Oh. That's so fucked up. I'm really rooting for Viktor, man. Like, oh, the intro was playing. That's so fucked up, man. And I'm watching Freerun 2 back to back. Like, this is just not, you know, oh man, it's so sad. But like, I don't know, because I don't know. I feel like Viktor's gonna make it just because, okay, so we talked about this too last week. Like, you guys said, like, try not to focus on the game too much, right? In terms of the lore of the game and like, oh, if that'll preserve people being alive. But like, I swear I saw that they retconned it so Arcane now actually fits into the canon League timeline, which means Viktor has to be alive. You know what I mean? Because you see adults, like, at least, I'm not saying that they're alive past the point that they're in the game, but we have to see them grow at least as old as they are in the game, in my mind. Unless it's like an alternative universe where Viktor grew old. I don't know. Anyway, I'll try not to think about that too much, but I don't think Viktor's gonna die. I think his fate is going to end up like he is in the game. Caitlyn? Oh no, that's Mel. I think she's painting. I thought Caitlyn was making some sort of remedy for a gunshot. Yeah, oh boy. I mean, your friend was dying. Like, I feel like she shouldn't be that mad at you. Like, your friend has a terminal prognosis. That's not fair. Oh, she didn't know. Yeah, see? Oh. Okay. She's like, we fucked once. Oh, that's sweet. I feel like she just does not feel that way for some reason. Like, oh. Oh. Yeah, I agree with that. I kind of like them. Never mind. They're okay. But I was sus of her for a minute, though, because just the way that she looked at him for a second, I thought that it was like, we're not that close yet. What about the blood? That's the other thing I said last week, is that the blood seemed to interact with the Mage Stone, so I just wonder if that's the key to this. It's like intention. You need human interaction. Yes, let's go! Oh. Let's not go, I guess. Okay. Well, wait, if Viktor was from the undercity, then it's not impossible that that guy that we saw is related. Ah! Alright, so that's Vi and Caitlyn. Oh no, is Silco hiding stuff? I would be so, like, I understand why he's so nervous. You know what I mean? Like, I would be pissing. Wait, oh, it's just a paint bomb. I'm like, why are you blowing this poor man up for no reason? Oh, dear. All right, you guys. Oh, dear. Oh, my God. Oh, Vi, you're... This is a bad idea. Yeah, I know, right? Why did you let her jump, bestie? Echo! Come on, Echo, do something! I think that that's Echo if you guys haven't watched my other videos. The leader of that resistance situation. Who? Oh, shit. Jinx, that's so fucked up. But, like, she's caught. This is kind of queen shit. Oh, well. That's one way to do it. Like, why are people hiding stuff from me? Oh, my God. This is hilarious! I'm sorry. See, because Jinx is bad. And so she gets to be bad and it's fun. Oh, shit. Wow, Savika! Those are bold words for someone tied up in a chair! Oh Oh my god. Oh my god! What exactly is stopping Jinx? Jinx to just kill her! Like, how can you pause? I will not feel bad for her. She had it coming. Like, she did not need to say all that. You know what I mean? Marcus. Oh, dear. No! No! I knew it! I was just gonna say that! Oh, Ren! Oh, dear. Oh! Oh, no! Because Silco lied! Or not lied, Marcus lied! No! Oh, shit! She was in a safe place! Marcus! Oh, God. Oh, my God! This is so fucked up, man. That's gonna be difficult, though, because Caitlyn's, like, a popular sort of, like, person, you know? Like, you can't just... This is so fucked. I knew as soon as it had Girl giggling that he was gonna be playing with her. Oh! Oh, man. This little girl, bro. Like... Jesus, okay. Yeah, like, Silco's fucked up, but that was also a smart thing to do, so I'm looking at it that way. Not a good thing, just, that was a great scene. That's what I was saying, bestie. That's what I said! I wonder if then you could install it in yourself. Yeah. Yeah, oh no, but it's the same as before where there may be some problems. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe you gotta want it. I don't know. I mean, if Victor is gonna die anyway, he should just try. Oh. Oh, look at them and their little, Bestie, please. Echo! Not Echo. Hold on. Oh. Oh, this is not... Like, she's sweating too, man. Yeah, you tell her! You tell her, Caitlyn! Well, I mean, I know why she feels that way. Not you, bestie! Oh. Oh. I think he was talking to Powder, but okay, Caitlyn, sure, we'll take that. Ooh, when even the little thing doesn't like it, that's not good. Oh no! That's what Heimerdinger's thinking about! But they're not gonna do that! See, and his blood interacted with it. No! Oh no! No! Oh no! And he's using his counsel, but I get it! It's for his friend! It's for his friend, though! I feel bad. Like, I feel like he is gonna go down a spiral of darkness, but... But he doesn't want to see his friend die! Oh, well... Vi's not doing so good! Where are you gonna go? Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Is that one of the boys? No, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, I don't know though, because Caitlyn said like, or because they said like, oh, you shouldn't assume all topsiders are bad, which I understand, but like, this is also a little sus. Or you shouldn't, people from the undercity, you guys know what I mean. But Vi said, like Caitlyn said, oh, like they're people too, so like if people can be good or bad no matter where they're from, so that's why I'm worried. Oh. Well, surely she has something, right? But a gun? The whole gun, though? That doesn't seem like a good idea. Oh. See, that's what I'm worried. Yeah, is it Milo? Oh! I love Caitlyn so much. I'm just worried. Oh, Marcus. Mm. Ugh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no! No, Marcus, you're so dirty! See, and like it doesn't show his face because he didn't know! Oh, that's hilarious! Oh, but see, and Jayce made all those deals with shady people while Heimerdinger was enjoying the fucking show, and so now, right, like none of that, they're all gonna side with Jayce because Jayce is letting their shit go through. Oh, no. Heimerdinger's right, but he's too right for this show. Like, he's too right for the show he's actually in. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, he does. Oh, no. I'm so like, oh, dear. A retirement party! No! You're so bad after all he did for you! Fuck off! I know it's to save your friend. I understand, but like, that's so messed up, bro! That's so fucked! And all the deals he made before, just so he could, you know, take military control! Oh, and of course it's Mel first because they're fucking! That's so messed up because Jayce is protecting all of their interests, and so now it's like, oh, you do a favor for me, now I'm gonna do a favor for you! I can't believe after all he did for you, he stopped you from getting, like, I mean... Man! Uh-oh. Oh no! But giving her shimmer, I mean, I guess it's the only thing that can help right now, but I'm still not convinced. It was a little shimmer still, right? There's also a shot, anyway, that was this episode where I swore it was Caitlyn and Vi back-to-back, or Jinx and Vi back-to-back. Uh-oh. Oh, Violet and Powder. Uh-oh. If Caitlyn figures it out, that's... Oh, no. Oh, she's actually being honest. Oh, dear. So, like, she got stabbed and she's just okay? No, that's not real. No. Oh my god, progeny again! There's always a progeny somewhere. No, that can't be right. Isn't that Milo? Am I crazy? And Caitlyn had to give away her gun! Her gun! Oh, Caitlyn knows. Go, Caitlyn, go! Nice! Yeah, bring that sign down! I knew the sign was gonna be important. I don't think Silco's gonna die, though. He still's got shit to do. Oh my god! Oh, maybe. No, it can't. Not like this. Come on. Oh. Damn, that's so fucked up, though. Like, she basically put out the calling card. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. See, so he was using them to get information, too. Oh, this is fucking crazy, man. Because, like, now it's episode 6, right? So this would have been the last episode of the 3-episode set. So now we're setting up for, like, the enforcers are going underground again, just like they were before, or checking every boat, and then you have Silco taking a loss, but then Jinx also firing up the... Oh my god. Okay, see, this is what I meant. Oh. See, so it was the... Wait a minute. Is the shimmer made out of those flowers? Not a great... Ugh. Yeah, so isn't that singed? Singed, right? Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh no, and like as a child you're naive. Now you understand that's fucked up. Oh, that's fucked up. seen Silco, like, mask off, like, when he's just kicking the shit out of everything. Uh-oh. Oh, no! So that's Jinx even against Silco now, right? Well, that's interesting. Like, if she doesn't even wanna... Like, I thought that Jinx and Vi were still gonna be, like, mad at each other, but now it seems like that Jinx is actually trying to call Vi. Are they all gonna take down Silco together? Like, or is it just that she wants to get revenge on her own sister? I don't know. Oh! Oh! Oh no! Oh, okay, well, be careful. Oh! Shouldn't this be good? Oh! Well, yeah, it was Marcus, but oh! Oh! But where's Caitlyn? Oh! 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, good. Oh no! I thought everything was fine! Okay, well... Oh no! Oh! That bird, bro! Is the bird real or not? Echo! No! Bro, Echo must be mad as hell! Like, his best friend turned on him, his other friend got arrested, like, I'd be a little mad! Now they're getting blamed for crimes that they did not do! They've been trying to stop Silco this whole time! Oh my god! Come on! Bestie, you gotta shake the bomb! Okay. Oh, and now Vi is fighting that well, I guess they attack, so it's only fair, but you know what I mean? Oh no! Now that she's seeing what her sister's like, that she likes to kill people! Oh dear. Oh, Caitlyn, please! Oh, I don't know if that's all that they wanted. Maybe it was. Holy fuck, though! Like, Jinx is really cool still! See, and she's, like, hitting them more than necessary. Like, she's hitting to kill. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, shit. Yeah, see? Oh, it has to be Echo. I'm so like, now, if I were Jinx, I'd be questioning reality. Like, did any of this actually happen or not? Also, they didn't take Caitlyn, right? So, does that mean Caitlyn's alone with Jinx? That's, oh my god, I have so many. With, I guess, the recalibration of Vi's character in my head, I do like her a lot. Like, that's the first thing, is that I liked Vi a lot more this episode, because now I understand that it was like, I'm sabotaging Caitlyn. I've actually decided that Caitlyn's okay, right? And like, she actually did go through that character arc, that Caitlyn is okay, because she's like, oh, well, Caitlyn's a friend, right? So that was really good. I understand that progression now. Like, this idea that Caitlyn needed to reinforce trust to Vi to a certain extent. What Caitlyn did to save Vi confirm that. I do wonder, like, there wasn't anything else that she could have given other than the gun. Like, she has jewelry, I don't know. But I guess the gun, even, you know, in comparison to jewelry or whatever, would be the most valuable thing down here. I guess that makes sense. But that's the first thing I thought, like, her necklace or, like, a mysterious third thing, I don't know. I like how we see Silco, he's really masked off in this episode. When he's saying, like, how much trouble can one girl cause, I'm not entirely sure if he means Jinx or Vi, because my impression is that he means Vi running around down here just based on, like, where he is in the scene, right? Because he hasn't actually seen what Jinx did yet. He hasn't seen the map yet. He says, how many problems can one girl cause? And then talks about all the other stuff. So I don't think that he was actually talking about Jinx there. Or maybe it's supposed to be a red herring. Maybe it's supposed to be a little bit vague. That, well, maybe he did see the smoke signal. That's what I can't necessarily tell. So maybe he's like, yeah, Vi got away, but like, how many problems can she really cause? Or if it was about Jinx, like, that's a really mask off moment in terms of, like, well, does he care about Jinx, or does he think that she's just as much of a Jinx as, you know what I mean, as other people do? I think Savika hanging from the ceiling was pretty fucked up. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's dead. She looks pretty dead. But now, like, that's kind of crazy that I'm like, this did not go at all where I thought it was going. Like, I guess I just thought that there would still be Jinx versus Vi, and they definitely hashed out some family stuff. But now where I see things going is that Jinx and Caitlyn need to work together to get Vi back from the firelights, because they took her. But I'm pretty sure that that was Echo, and that's why Echo was like, don't kill her, we'll take her with us, right? And so I'm pretty sure that there's something about that the firelights, they may have thought that Vi was in on it the same way Jinx was. So even though Echo probably doesn't want to hurt Jinx, it's like, well, Jinx sided with Silco, so what can you do? So if that is Echo, I'm assuming the logic is, at first we thought that Vi was working with Jinx, but maybe she's not, so maybe we'll, I don't know, tell her about the plan, like, tell her that we're planning to try to take Silco down, because that's what the firelights are, right? Like, they're people that live down here that don't agree with what Silco does, and they've been trying to stop him, right? But I think that, like, what was really fucked up about that scene is that Vi gets her sister back, but clearly Jinx is, like, fucked up beyond, I think, what Vi probably thought. Like, who are you talking to? We didn't say anything. And, like, Caitlyn, I think, notices it first, but Vi still notices it. And, like, how Vi fights in defense of herself. Like, Vi fights to defend, but Jinx fights out of enjoyment, and that's gonna cause some problems. I don't know, like, that's the problem, is I'm pretty sure that Jinx and Caitlyn are gonna go find Vi. But the problem is, I don't know, because, like, how do you deal with your murderous sister, right? Your sister still likes to kill people, right? And so, like, I wonder if, because it seems like, I don't know, I guess what I thought is at the end of the show would be they fight, and then resolve. Like, not exactly the last episode, but that would be the last arc of the show. But now it seems like they resolved, and they may be fighting again. So, you know what I mean? Because they have this heartfelt moment, but the heartfelt moment is sort of ruined by the fact that Vi is now seeing that it's not just that Silco, like, I don't know what ideas, like, fucked up ideas Silco put in your head, that it's actually, there's something predispositioned in Jinx, maybe, to enjoy the violence, right? So that's really fucked up. just Jace and Heimerdinger, like, bro, I cannot believe. I mean, you guys saw my reaction, so obviously you know how I feel about it, but I was just like, after all he did for you, but I get it, because I think that that's what makes Jace an interesting character is, I talked about this at the beginning of the reaction, that I thought, oh, Jace is gonna be the bad guy, he's the good guy, and then it's funny how Cal thought that Jace was gonna be the bad guy, then she decided that he was a good egg, actually, and then he's actually doing corrupt shit, and Cal's like, yeah, let's go, right, last week, or whatever. But I think that, you know, what's so compelling about Jace is he's doing all this to save his friend. He's not like, and I want to screw up Heimerdinger, right? Like, it's not that what's complicated about him is that he is doing what he thinks is right. I think that he did it in a very underhanded way, and that's the problem. It's like, for Jace, wanting to save Victor is like a noble, like that is a noble pursuit. And Heimerdinger is standing in the way of that. What makes Jace morally compromised is the way he went about it. Because they could have had a further conversation where it's like, well, what if we just do this on Victor and we don't use it on anyone else? Or what if we use Victor as a test and then we can experiment on him more like you want us to, because Victor's gonna die anyway. Like, there could have been more of a compromise. So it's very interesting because, like, what do you do when a character has good intentions, but then they do bad shit, right? And that's what I like, right? Because that's a bit more spicy, if you want to call it that. That's a bit more dynamic, and there's a bit more nuance to that. And so Jace, and I don't know, you also wonder, like, is Jace also doing this because he has a sort of hero boner, like he likes to be the hero? I'm sure he actually cares about Victor, though. That'd be a little bit, again, the evil that we're talking about that Jace is not actually evil. But I think that, I don't know, because it's interesting, like, because I don't think that anyone, or at least most people, like 99% of people I don't think are truly selfless. I think that everyone's a little selfish, so I think it can be mostly to save Victor, but then there's that 1% of, like, Jace enjoying the times where he gets to play a hero because that fulfills something in him. And that's just, I feel like that's just natural, right? And it's funny because I talked about this in the context of Ruby, and it was just something that I wrote, like, this isn't canon to the show, but I was, writing something like dialogue where a character had to explain, like, you can't be like a huntress, or being a huntsman is a very thankless pursuit, right? So you need incentive, you need good health care, that's what I made up for my fanfic, right? Benefits, or money, or just the heroism of it all. And that means, it doesn't mean that you don't like to save people, but of course you need to get something out of it, because there's only a few people in this world who are truly selfless enough to, like, go out there and risk their life for nothing, right? That may be most of the reason, but there is that, like, I want to go on adventures, right? Like how Yang says in Ruby, right? And that's kind of what inspired that piece of, or chunk of dialogue. We all have a reason, even wanting to save people, for the personal feeling that saving someone gives you is selfishness. So I feel like that's kind of in the realm of things where I am with Jace, is that he does want to save Victor, and that's a genuine feeling, but he executed it in a very underhanded, borderline, like, it just fucked up, like, so fucked up, that he manipulated everybody on the council because he did all of them favors, and now he was cashing in his check, like, I'll do something for you, you do something for me, this was the something for me, right? With Victor, I thought that was very compelling, just this idea as, like, as a naive child, you look at, again, this, Rio was the creature, and I think that's singed, right? Like, I think the implication is that that's singed. I don't understand how he survived quite exactly, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have to go rewatch episodes 1 to 3 again. I don't know how he's still there. I think it's singed. Maybe the person that was originally working with Silco just wasn't singed. I don't know. Anyway, I thought that one of the characters was singed at some point in episodes 1 to 3. I'm a little confused about that at the moment, but anyway, I find that very compelling that Victor's like, yeah, I understand now, right? Because no one wants to die, so it's like, yeah, life at any cost. It's a fucked up way to keep something alive, like pumping in. And I'm assuming that's where the shimmer comes from. It's from the flowers. The naive child Victor who runs away, right? Because it's a horrifying, but now Victor, as he is dying, understands. And, like, the conversations about immortality versus mortality. Is Heimerdinger, like, okay, because I think Heimerdinger is the most pure person in this show, but I think there's something to say in terms of characters that live for a long time. I'm also watching Frieren, and not really spoilers for that, but in Frieren, you have that same sort of similar situation where it's like you live so long that time becomes meaningless, or, like, you are separated from other people because you can no longer understand, right? Like, Heimerdinger has lived for 300 years. I think it's fair to say that even though, like, I think Heimerdinger, that's the interesting thing, is when a character is morally right, but they're also just, like, wrong, like, Heimerdinger's just kind of wrong, you know? Because he's definitely right in terms of the ethics of it, like, this needs more time. I've seen this destroy kingdoms and everything, but I think that the longer Heimerdinger is alive, the more he forgets life, or what life is like to the normal humans that need to live here, right? Because it kind of sounds like that Heimerdinger, like, there are more species of his species, I think, or maybe he said that all of his species were wiped out except for him. Anyway, my point is that there are probably other people. Let's just pretend there are other people around the world, very separated, like they're not all one kingdom, like Heimerdinger. But Heimerdinger is ruling a human kingdom from the perspective of someone who does not have a human lifespan. And that can be a good thing in terms of we don't want history to repeat itself, but do you argue that in the same way that Caitlyn is in a position of privilege and that she doesn't completely understand what Vi is going through, can you argue that for Heimerdinger as well? And I think that's an interesting idea, and probably, you know, especially during the reaction, I was like, Team Heimerdinger, fuck you, Jayce, but at the same time, is there stuff wrong with Heimerdinger as well? Like, Heimerdinger enjoying the show genuinely while everybody else is making shady deals in the background. I took that as everybody else sucks, right? Like, everybody else is shady as fuck, but Heimerdinger's out here. But, like, maybe you could even see it in another way where Heimerdinger is a little too unconcerned. He's a little too unconcerned about things, right? Like, he's lived so long and he's just, I don't know, like, he's like, not that he's already in retirement mode per se, but you guys understand what I'm saying with that? Just this idea that the fact that he's the only person enjoying himself is in itself maybe a little bit, like, suspicious. Not that Heimerdinger's in the wrong, but that he's, like, kind of enjoying and relishing in these things that, like, how can you enjoy art when you're suffering, right? Like, how can you enjoy culture and art and all of these things when, and I'm not saying that Heimerdinger is in the context of Heimerdinger letting other people suffer, it's that other people cannot just sit there and enjoy because they're thinking about the million things that are harming them, right? And so it also comes from a position of privilege, I think. The fact that Heimerdinger can sit and just watch this musical, as Jayce says, there are people that are being harmed, and, like, what has Heimerdinger done to stop it, you know? And so I think that that's an interesting point as well, even though we like Heimerdinger, and he's very easily defendable, that maybe there's like something in that. Maybe I haven't exactly hit on what it is, but there's definitely something. Savika, I don't know what her thought process was. She was just, that was dumb. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for her at all. Silco going to Marcus's house was really fucked up, but it was a very well-constructed scene. And Silco relies on manipulation versus, like, physique, right? And that works with Marcus, but clearly did not work with Vi, and that's why we have that, like, win and loss in this episode. But Marcus does have the military, like, enforcement, and I love how Marcus dropped that, oh, by the way, is there anything we can do to help Caitlyn? In Jace's head, he's like, what do you mean help Caitlyn, right? But, like, that was the whole point, that Jayce had to pretend to be like, yeah, I approved that, don't worry. I feel like Jayce is gonna go down there too, honestly, and be like, Caitlyn, what the fuck, right? So if I had to make final predictions as we're going into this arc, it's Vi is kidnapped by Echo. And it's like, do you want to join the resistance, or, like, what? Like, what's going on? Okay? Then we have Jinx and Caitlyn going to find Vi, and the result of that, and the fact that, like, I feel like that they're still gonna have a breakup. You know what I mean? I feel like that Jinx is not gonna be Team Vi, or maybe that Vi will not want Jinx on their team. I don't know. I feel like that they're gonna kill Silco because there's other people that are worse somehow than Silco are actually worse, right? Because even if you did kill Silco, that doesn't mean that things in the undercity are any better. I mean, it depends on what Arcane Season 2 is about. I'm still a little unclear about whether they're still following the same characters or not, but, like, if I had to guess, maybe Silco plotline is resolved, but then Jayce is the problem, right? Again, if we're not talking about villains and heroes and whatever, like, I feel like that right now, Jayce was on Team Caitlyn. I feel like that Jayce is not gonna be on Team Caitlyn. He's gonna be like, you used my council powers for what? He's gonna be mad. So I feel like that they're gonna have like friendship breakup, right? And so I think that that's a pretty good situation so far, is that there's gonna be Echo and the Revolution people, and this idea of Vi and whether or not she wants to join the Revolution people, taking down Silco, maybe. And then there's this idea of, well, is Jinx gonna be the new big bad of season 2 or something? Or is she actually gonna stay with them? Because just the way Vi looked at her, it's like, can you actually fix that? Like, can you fix her? I don't know. I don't know if you can fix her. Also, again, I think that they're building up to reveal that it's Echo under the mask, but I've played the game, so that's where my theorizing comes from. So yeah, and I think that Victor is going to turn into Game Victor, and then Jayce is going to be against Caitlyn, because I think that Caitlyn is going to be like, well, people have been suffering down here, and you've been making these, like, deals, you know what I mean? And so I feel like that Caitlyn is going to be against Jayce, because Caitlyn does want the undercity to have better, and Jayce, we don't really know, right? I mean, he doesn't know that Marcus has been working with Silco. I feel like if he knew that Marcus was working with Silco, he would try to clean that up, because that just seems like it's in character for Jayce, but I still feel like that there's something about Jayce that is going to put them, like, diametrically opposed, because he does hate what the people are doing down here. So it may be as simple as, like, Vi does not get a pass, and Echo does not get a pass, and, like, Jinx does not get a pass for their actions, and Caitlyn really disagrees with that, because they are a symptom of, like, living down here in the undercity, that they, I mean, maybe Jinx is a bad person, but that Vi is not an actual bad person. It's that, you know, she was falsely arrested because of Marcus. You know, they talk about Marcus in front of Caitlyn, so I wonder if they'll clock that, because Jinx says Marcus, and then Vi says, I don't know. And so Caitlyn should know that if she was there listening. I would have to check to see, because she comes in a little bit later in the scene, so I don't know if she could hear if it was bouncing off the walls or not, but I think that's where we are right now. I think that's probably good setup, because I don't know, maybe season 2 will be the revolution, but I feel like that somehow Silco's not part of that. Like, I feel like that the new revolution is the Firelights and Vi and Caitlyn, and then Jayce is still a counselor and fighting against the undercity, wanting better in some capacity, or not even that, but like the fact that he's not gonna just let Jinx go, right? So I think that maybe that'll be part of it, or like even Vi. He's not just gonna let Vi go either. And he's not gonna let Caitlyn go, because technically, like, within these laws, whether or not they're just, here's the thing that's interesting, is that Caitlyn is actually doing the thing. Like, she's actually figuring out what was wrong, but she's probably gonna be punished, because within the law, forging Jace's signature is probably bad. So I think that that's gonna be what the problem is that Caitlyn does things that are bad, but she has a good reason, and like that's a good enough reason for me. And so I think that it's gonna be less of like maybe even the revolution idea, and it's just more of gonna be like the law versus the like chaotic good. Caitlyn to me is chaotic good, where sometimes she does disregard the law in pursuit of good, and Jayce probably won't like that. So I think that that's everything. Oh God, I have a lot of thoughts, and again, we'll talk about episode 6 before next week, but yeah, we're getting into like the 3 episode, like this is the last 3 episodes, so this makes a lot of sense as the cliffhanger in terms of episode 6 and being like episode 4, 5, 6, and those being like the trio that came out at the same time. That makes a lot of sense to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had fun. I hope I didn't ramble for too long. We'll see, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.